Japan stands at a turning point once again. For decades, its constitution bound it to peace, no war, no offensive weapons. But now, the winds have changed. In 2025, Japan's new Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi, vowed to boost defense spending to 2% of GDP by 2026, a move symbolizing a faster and bolder military rise. The latest defense white paper warns that Japan faces its most dangerous environment since World War II, with China's growing military power, North Korea's missile launches, and renewed Russian activity near its borders. New defense strategies have been approved. Japan is now deploying long-range counter-strike missiles, upgrading its self-defense forces, and exploring nuclear-powered submarines, something that was once politically untouchable. These steps are reinforced by a new alliance era with the United States, described by both Donald Trump and Takaichi as a golden age for the US-Japan partnership. But this transformation has ignited fierce controversy at home. Critics say Japan is drifting away from Article 9 of its pacifist constitution, abandoning the promise never to wage war again. They argue that new strike weapons blur the line between defense and aggression. Protests have erupted in Tokyo, warning that Japan may provoke the very conflicts it seeks to avoid. Supporters counter that the world has changed. With missiles aimed from nearby states and cyber threats on the rise, they believe pacifism alone can no longer guarantee safety. They see a stronger Japan not as a threat, but as a shield for democracy in Asia. Meanwhile, Japan's government is even revising foreign investment laws to tighten national security and limit outside influence, proof that defense now touches every corner of its policy. Answer: the question remains, is Japan preparing for protection, or preparing for war? The answer may define not only Japan's future, but the balance of peace across all of East Asia. Narrator: Japan's new path is not just about weapons or alliances, it's about identity. For 80 years, Japan's post-war constitution stood as a wall between peace and power. But now, that wall is being quietly rewritten through new policies and reinterpreted laws. Inside Tokyo's Diet, heated debates rage over the meaning of Article 9, the clause that renounces war. Government leaders claim that Japan still remains a defensive nation, only expanding its ability to respond if attacked. Yet opposition parties and peace activists warn that the line between defense and offense has begun to blur. They point to Japan's decision to export certain types of military technology and lift restrictions on lethal defense equipment, once banned under pacifist rules. Meanwhile, Japan's self-defense forces are changing faster than ever. New bases are being fortified on the southwestern islands near Taiwan. Missile launch systems are being tested for long-range accuracy. In joint drills with the United States, Australia, and the Philippines, Japan is training for real war scenarios, island invasions, airstrikes, and cyber defense. This growing readiness is part of a new vision known as the National Security Strategy, which outlines 3 goals: to build strong deterrence, to ensure regional stability, and to defend democracy across the Indo-Pacific. But not everyone agrees with the cost. Japan's defense budget has reached record highs, crossing 7 trillion yen, and many fear this will drain social welfare funds and increase taxes on ordinary citizens. On the streets of Osaka and Tokyo, thousands have marched holding banners that read, "No war again." Yet, opinion polls show a new generation that feels differently. To them, China's rise, North Korea's missiles, and Russia's expansion are reminders that peace requires power. At the same time, Japan's intelligence networks are expanding. New cybersecurity divisions and space surveillance systems are being built to detect enemy activity. Reports from Reuters and the Japan Times confirm Japan's effort to revise foreign investment laws to block hostile takeovers and secure defense industries from espionage. Internationally, allies applaud Japan's transformation, calling it a necessary step for a new era. But neighbors like China and North Korea condemn it as a threat. Beijing's media warns of a return to militarism, while Pyongyang calls Japan a sleeping monster waking again. And as these words echo across Asia, Japan stands at a crossroads, balancing memory and necessity. The world is watching a pacifist nation learn the language of defense once more. The future of Japan will depend on one question: